all of Ford, thank you for making time in your busy days to get out here, because we've got a lot of great stuff we want to share with you, and so we appreciate the time you're making, certainly to be with us. So, again, a lot of great news, and I want to run through kind of a little bit what we're doing today. The senior executives that we'll have providing that news to you. Briefing today starts with news from Joe Henricks. He'll kick things off. President of the Americas. Mark Fields, our President and CEO. Bill Ford, our Executive Chairman. And then Raj Nair, our Chief Technical Officer and Head of Global Product Development. So that's kind of how that goes. Now, a few housekeeping things. You'll be glad to hear that everything, of course, is on the record. No embargoes. So you can report on the news as it happens. So that's a good thing. There is Wi-Fi in this room. If you're having technical issues with it, raise your hand and someone smarter than me will be able to help you out and figure out how to get connected. And then in this room as well, just so you know, lunch will be served here before we go on to those breakout sessions. So, and there'll be stickers on your badge. I can walk you through a little bit later who goes where based on your color sticker. And then last, there's a restroom out this door here if you need to, just past the security desk. So, if you want to just silence your phones, we can get the program underway. It's my pleasure to introduce Joe Henricks, President of the Americas. Joe?
All right, thank you, Saeed. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today, and of course, happy holidays to all of you. 2014, what a year of growth and innovation in every part of our business here in North America. You know, Ford is on pace to be the best-selling brand again in America for the 5th straight year. That's made possible through innovations in our products and how we build them, of course, and how we connect with consumers. Let's take a look at manufacturing, certainly my own home ground. As you all know, we had a record 16 launches here in North America, a banner year for our plants and our product development teams. As you know, the changeover of our body shop at the Dearborn truck plant was the fastest ever. 4 short weeks, more than 1,500 Ford and contract workers removed the legacy equipment from the manufacturing plant and replaced it with state-of-the-art equipment to build the all-new F-150. Never get enough of this video. That's a record for Ford and a record for the industry. And we'll make history this month when Dearborn Truck Plant becomes the first plant in the world to produce 60 aluminum-intensive vehicles per hour. We've not forgotten our commitment to sustainable manufacturing. This is Dearborn Truck's 10th anniversary as a sustainable plant. The living roof, the seat in there you see in the picture, it's still thriving even though it's a little cold. And more than 20 million pounds of cardboard, paper, plastic, and wood have been recycled in the opening 10 years. And oh yeah, we built 2.6 million F-150s too during that time period. And you could even say 2014 was the year of the engine in North America. We debuted 3 new EcoBoost engines this year. The 1.0-liter EcoBoost in the Fiesta, the all-new 2.3-liter EcoBoost in the all-new Mustang and the Lincoln MKC, and the all-new 2.7-liter EcoBoost engine in the all-new F-150. As you know, the F-150 delivers best-in-class towing and payload capability and fuel economy improvements of 5 to 29% across the entire lineup. Plus, we launched the 3.2-liter Power Stroke diesel in the Transit. We launched the new 3.5-liter TIVCT V6 in the new F-150. We announced a new, more efficient, twin-scroll 2.0-liter EcoBoost engine for the Edge. And out in LA last month, we announced an all-new 500-plus horsepower flat plane crank V8 for the Shelby GT350. Our most powerful, naturally aspirated Ford production engine ever. We're proud of these engines and, of course, the reaction we've received to them so far. We also sold our 600,000th EcoBoost powered F-150 this year. The 1-liter engine I referenced earlier, the EcoBoost 1-liter, for the 3rd year in a row was consecutive winner of the International Engine of the Year award. That's never been done by any engine, any manufacturer. Importantly, we improved how we're connecting with consumers to bring new vehicles to the market. The buyers are spinning through the purchase cycle on average in about 3 months, which is faster than it was during the financial crisis. Consumers are less decided on specific brands or models when they start the process. Plus, online shoppers today research and consider 5 unique brands on average. And to grab our fair share of the attention and consideration, it's more important than ever to streamline how we connect with those consumers and make it easier to shop for our vehicles. In 2014, we delivered a more personalized experience across the Ford and Lincoln digital properties, allowing potential customers to pick up where they left off during prior online visits, even if they were using a different device. Video now is helping to reach more people than ever. Consumer video use is up 38%. Think about it, it's our largest opportunity to engage with more people online. And we'll do more in this space in the near future. Most importantly, we've been building on our momentum in mobile. In 2012, less than 20% of digital traffic to Ford was through wireless devices. And in 2014, more than 40% of that traffic. And we're on pace to be more than 50% in the next 12 months. We've already launched a new mobile site for Lincoln, and a new Ford site is coming soon, actually coming next year. Faster load times, fewer page loads, custom content, the latest technology like GPS and gyroscopes, and an ability for consumers to personalize their experience even more, including build and price. So 2014, a year of industry's first for Ford, a year of new ideas for Ford, and of course, it's only the beginning. In 2005, innovation will drive every part of our company. Of course, here to tell you more, our President and CEO, Mark Fields.
Well, good morning, everybody. How are you? Well, listen, I know it's a very busy time of year, and we really appreciate you spending some time with us. And hopefully your time here will be spent well, and we'll have some news to share with you. And it's amazing, I don't know about you, but it's kind of amazing that 2014 is almost over.
Yeah.
I mean, the good news is, if you think about it, I don't know about you, but this time of year, I'm not a big fan of, I wake up in the morning, it's dark, I go home, it's dark, it gets dark really early. Think about this, in 10 days, it's the winter solstice, so in 10 days, every day will get longer and longer and longer. So we all have something to look forward to, as spring is just 99 days away, believe it or not. Speaking of 2014, first off, before I get into it, I want to wish all of you very happy holidays. And this is a very busy industry. All of you work your tails off to report on this business, and I just hope you spend some time with your families to rest up. And of course, then we'll get it all going again, starting in January. But thinking about 2014, for us at Ford, 2014 was a good year for us. And 2015, I strongly believe, has the potential to be a breakthrough year for us. And why do I say that? First, our investments, I think, are going to be paying off. Our investments in products, our investments in people, our investments in plants, our investments in technology. And when you combine that with an industry that's going to be growing, and we see the industries growing here in the US, we see them growing in China, and yes, we see a little bit of growth in Europe. When you add all that together, plus the new products, I think we're going to see a year of growth in terms of revenue, in terms of pricing power, in terms of operating margins, and of course, in terms of profitability. And I think this sets us up not only for growth in 2015, but I think this sets us up for growth beyond 2015. And to put that growth into perspective, if you look at the next 5 years, so between now and the end of the decade, there's going to be $1 trillion of revenue growth in the automotive business. That's $1 trillion. We're going to go from about $2 trillion today to $3 trillion by the end of the decade. That is a tremendous amount of growth. And we want to get our fair share of that growth. So we are very, very excited of where we're standing today, and I think we're very well positioned to take advantage of that. As you heard from Joe, we've just come off our most aggressive year in terms of launches, those 23 launches, and we're going to follow that on with 16 global launches in the coming year. And think about the segments that we're going to be launching those products in. SUVs. Literally around the world, it is the fastest growing segment. And we're going to be introducing our Edge, our Explorer, and of course our Everest. In small cars, we've been growing in small cars, and we're going to be able to take advantage of a full year of sales of our Ka, which was launched down in Brazil, which just won Autosport's Car of the Year, which is a very prestigious award. We're really pleased and honored to be able to win that. We're going to be launching our Escort in China in the C segment, and to put that into perspective, the C segment in China is larger than the UK and the German market combined. So we think we have a really compelling product there to complement our Focus, and as you know, we're going to be launching an all-new Focus in 2015 around the world. Now let's move on to Lincoln as we think about launches. You know, when you look at the momentum, Lincoln is gaining momentum in the luxury segment. And if you think about the luxury segment, it's growing faster than the mass market. And oh, by the way, it represents about 1/3 of the industry profitability. And when you think about our performance and where that growth is going in the industry, particularly in the US and in China, in the US, for example, our MKC, it's attracting more female buyers, a younger buyer, and that's contributed to a 15% growth in Lincoln, which is double the growth of the luxury business, luxury industry overall this year in the US. And in China, this is a really exciting story. We launched our first dealers in China back in the second week of November. And when we tallied up the sales results for November around the world for Lincoln, 2 of our Lincoln dealers in China cracked the top 10 in terms of total Lincoln sales. So we're off to a very fast start there. So as we look at that fast start, and we look at those launches, I can assure you that our team is going to remain intensely focused on delivering the business and on operational execution. And around 3 priorities. And the first one is our One Ford plan and the continuity and the acceleration of that plan. And I believe we have a tremendous opportunity to accelerate our pace of progress. Product excellence delivered with a lot of passion and delivered through our 2 brands, Ford and Lincoln. And innovation in every part of our business. And I have to tell you, I'm excited about every element of our plan, but if I'm most excited about innovation. And how serious are we about innovation? Well, I'd say we're serious with a capital S. And what do we mean by innovation? Well, for us, innovation is fresh thinking that creates value. And as we think about innovation, it's no matter how big it is or how small it is in the company or how complex or how simple, we have a tremendous opportunity to unleash even further this culture of innovation that we have. And a few proof points around that. This year, just in the US alone, we're adding 3,000 folks to the Ford family. And 80% of those folks are in the technical areas. And they're going to continue to add to our expertise as we build on our progress around mobility, around autonomy, and around connectivity. And if you also use a metric, let's use a metric of patents. That's a pretty good one in terms of how we're doing on innovation. For the second year in a row as a company, we are going to set a record for the number of new inventions, number of patents filed for, the number of patents issued, and the amount of royalties that we are earning based on our intellectual property. So what really excites us and gets us going every day is that people everywhere are going to be able to see how this work inside the company is going to be paying off outside, and most importantly, for our customers. So if you think about what's coming in the very short term, first, we're going to take connectivity to the next level and our leadership in connectivity to the next level with our all-new sync system, which Raj will get a chance to talk to you about. We're going to have the opportunity to go to the Consumer Electronics Show and further our vision around mobility, but also talk about some very exciting projects that we're working on. We have the North American International Auto Show, which of course is coming up in January, and we're going to have a lot of product news, and we're going to have a lot of innovation news. We'll also make some news and show you our further commitment to being a leader in analytics and data analytics, and taking the data and turning that data into foresight, not just insight. And then finally, we're going to be opening our Research and Innovation Center in Palo Alto, where we're going to further make progress and bring in talent around those areas of mobility, around autonomy, and around connectivity. So all that, and that's just in 6 weeks. So hopefully you get a sense for where we're heading with this. And we have a lot of quiet confidence, but why do we have that confidence around innovation? Because a lot of people throw around that term, innovation. Well, it's because who we are as a company. We're going to continue to innovate because innovation is our heritage. And when you think about it, Henry Ford, going back to our founder, Henry Ford was the century's best innovator. He was an unbelievable disruptor, to use it in today's term. And as a company, this is part of our DNA. And it's part of our heritage. And I don't use the word history. I use the word heritage for a company, because for me, heritage connotes a history with a future. And we are very loving of our history, but we're also very excited about where we're going in the future. And we're going to build on that future. We're going to challenge custom. We're going to question tradition. We're not going to take anything for granted. We're going to use technology where we can, and we're going to focus on the customer experience and move fast. So thinking about innovation, we're going to focus in 5 key areas of innovation: mobility, autonomy, connectivity, the customer experience, and performance. So if you think about mobility, I mean, that's what we've been doing since Henry Ford started the company, way back when. And it was all about opening the highways to all mankind, and we're going to continue to do that going forward, both in the physical world and the digital world. Our vision for connectivity, well, it's all about helping people stay connected. These days, everybody wants to be connected, and it's not just millennials, it's not just young people, it's all of us. And we're going to help enable that with our next generation sync system. And then with that, with AppLink, you'll be able to put all your apps that you love, whether it's Spotify, to keeping up with friends on Glimpse, to every other name known to man in the Apple Store or the Android Store. Autonomy. You know, today we have the broadest portfolio, the broadest offering of driver-assisted features. And we're going to build on that. Those provide the building blocks for full autonomy down the road. And our approach with that is to make it available for all and not just for a chosen few. Customer experience. Our vision for the customer experience is every time somebody touches Ford Motor Company, the product, the company, our dealers, whatever, a smile comes on their face. So we want to make it as easy for the customer to interact with our company and with our dealers. We want to make it, the word frictionless. We want to make it really easy. So we're rethinking traditional ideas in this area. And as we do that, because data is so important, and the customer sharing, in many cases, data is so important, we want to be known as the trusted steward for the customer's data, because it's really, really important to them. And then performance. Well, of course, our company was based on performance. The winnings that Henry Ford won from that race way back in 1901, he used those funds to start Ford. And as you'll hear from